jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports talking way too much, world come back. Sports talking way too much, world come back.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat and the MF and game. A-side official. No negotiations needed, period. You already know WCS is back in the building. Hey, good afternoon. Salute to the supporters as always. Appreciate y'all supporting the channel by attendance. And if you select to donate, you know what you can do. The Cash App is down below. This is a Sunday of devotion. I'm not saying it's a memorial service, but it's getting to look that way. It is. It's getting to look that way. It's giving me those vibes when I was growing up. And you know, those of you that grew up off Curtis Blow, you know what I'm saying? The song that he said, I remember this. He said, they're playing basketball. We love their basketball. They're playing basketball. We love their basketball. That's Curtis Blow back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They love that basketball over there in Philly boxing. Real talk. I have to really, you know what I'm saying, do a review over one of the worst damage control videos ever that I've witnessed in my heyday of covering the sport. Especially in a situation like this where you have a fighter that's touted, hyped, praised, and put in the same conversation as the one and only legend himself, Roy Jones Jr. How dare you? God, forgive him today as I come to you, holy as I am. Do not ever in your life accept something like this, people. You know what I'm saying? You boxing fans out there, don't you ever catch yourself leaving a boxing gym knowing that you had a good sparring session and everything, and you're bouncing a basketball down the street. Somebody tell you, hey man, I know you lace up them gloves and everything, but I like the way you was dribbling down the street. Maybe you should become a hooper. Nah, man. I'm just doing the hooping thing, you know, just because it's the holiday season, and I don't want nobody coming to me and buying any boxing, even if it means making a pretty good payday. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what I would have, you know, the advice I would have gave him. I would have gave him the advice, you know, when this whole situation went down and it was against a big name of Virgil Ortiz, somebody should have just said, okay, after the game, let the adrenaline go down. Let's talk about this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of time. I'm going to give you maybe about 15, 20 seconds to process this because it's about to get sinful up in here. It's about to get very sinful. It's the first day of December, and look, it's about to get very sinful. So let me give you about 15 to 20 seconds to process this information, and then I'm about to get on Greg Hackett. And it's not in a bad way, Greg, but I have to do a review to the bullshit you was talking about last night. I have to. Have you taken the time and processed this information? Exhale. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhat like a Sunday morning yoga class. Have y'all released? Have y'all been able to filter out that poison, that doubt, that fake news? Have y'all been able to get that out your system? I want to make sure you get out your system now, because everybody's around here creating these photoshopped pictures of Schofield Jr., you know what I'm saying, who is the father of Kid Austin. You know what I'm saying? Calling him Auntie Schofield and all that shit. Just trying to dog the man out because his domestic violence video came out and stuff like that. But something else has hit the radar, because Kid Austin, his dad is going to have to, you know what I'm saying, repent those sins. He's going to have to go about that. But his son is trying to box. At least his son is trying to box. They don't care how long or short period of time that they have in between fights. They don't care about that. So as you already heard, y'all, there's been so much conversation out here about the current state of affairs of Jaron Ennis not locking in. Jaron Ennis not locking in. WCS has, you know, he filtered through it, man. It didn't take much, man. I sit up here and I didn't need a compass. I just low crawl. I crept. You know what I'm saying? I low called. I crept. I quietly made it to another point of reference to say that Jaron Ennis don't like holiday fights. He doesn't like to be in boot camp during the holiday. I was right. Look, I was on here yesterday, right? I didn't even hear this. When I got off, I seen what people saying, hey, man, Greg Hackett's over there capping for Ennis. And I don't have no problems with Greg Hackett, bro. I don't even know him like that. But I have to do a reaction to you, bro, because you was over there saying some stuff that needs some attention. So, you know, I'm saying to myself, right? Okay, something ain't right here. All this home cooked meal, chilling. He will have to go over to Riyadh. A lot of what I was talking about when I didn't even know the video was going on when he was over there, pretty much confirmed what I was saying. Pretty much. And we're going to go through that audio. Y'all need to make a note of what's been going on, all the clout chasing, the people saying, no, he's just trying to fight. No, he was never trying to fight Crawford. Crawford was never the big name. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. I just get a lack of confidence, bro. I just get a lack of understanding. Maybe is during the critical period when he was supposed to be learning all this stuff, the generalization, you know, how people generalize certain things. Maybe during that period, it didn't work well for him. Maybe he wasn't able to be educated enough to understand what that is. Maybe he's just a guy who needs to stay close to family. You know what I'm saying? Him going down the street and performing the way he do, and it's not up to total standard of what's expected. He don't care. But I I I, I thought I knew for sure I had to come on here this Sunday morning and pinch the interest of the boxing fans and doing a review to Greg Hackett Boxing TV. I had to, because if I didn't do it, it would be almost like the people who were sending it to me, it would be like I ignored what they sent. And then once I looked at what they sent, I say, oh, hell no. What? What has boxing come to, bro? What has boxing come to? All this bragging about sparring and fucking fighters up. You know what I'm saying? All this hyperdocious talk over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm a gym rack. I'm a gym rack. I stay in there all the time. I'm a gym rack. I'm a gym rack. Oh my God. Remember what I said? They say he was a gym rat, y'all. He's always in the gym, man. This dude is always in the gym. That's what they said. That's their words, not mine. Let's get down to this Greg Hackett. Once again, this is no smoke to Greg Hackett. But I have to dip you easily in this dang Sunday grease, because I'm not like what I'm hearing coming for Philly. I know Philly boxing is different than that. It's some other over there. Maybe y'all need to check y'all water system over there. Maybe it's some contamination going on. Maybe it's some shit that's just, you need to call the water department. Maybe it's an airborne virus. Y'all not talking this boxing shit. So last night while I was live, Greg Hackett, who is a close associate internal to the gym over there at Philly, he attempted to become Philly FEMA. You know how FEMA always there, supposedly doing these disasters, and you're supposed to submit all of this, that, and they're supposed to help you get started after the natural disaster, right? Well, this was a natural disaster. And Philly FEMA representative Greg Hackett selected to get on here and let us know that he wanted to try to do damage control on his fighter, Boots Ennis. Not only that, y'all, he turned around and he prefaced to he was on that Casamigo. God damn it. Look, I know it's okay for some people to sip on that Casamigo, off screen, get your head right or whatever. But I'm going to tell you straight up, Greg, I never heard dudes get on here and say, I stopped by the joint and I'm on that Casamigo. That's what I'm feeling. Let me set the tone for you. I'm on that Casamigo, man. I'm feeling a certain way, man. I'm saying I'm gonna get down to it, man. My boy Boots spoke. He cleared up everything y'all own him about, man. You know what I'm saying? He clearing up the whispers, the chit chatter. You know what I'm saying? The grumblings. He clearing it up. Yeah, I could have been out of the club. But let him tell it. Let's start this off, man.
Patient with me. I was fucking with the Casa. So I'm a little bit behind schedule. If that's what you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate you all for tapping in. Those who are on their way, those who will watch this live later. I appreciate you. I really do. Get with me. I'm here. We here.
Before he actually get, because I'm fast forward a little bit. I want to get to the chat. Hey, you in the building? Shout out from Detroit. Salute to the boxing footprint out there. Arnold Brown in the building. Salute to you, man. Jay in the building. What's good? Bud gonna stop Canelo in the building. Salute WCS. Boost need time They eat and party, duck fried rice. Yes, man, that's what it seems like, right? He needs ample amount of time. Hey, Bug on something to be a civilian. I thought he was already a civilian. He said he needs time to be a civilian. So he ain't cut out for the Marine Corps. God damn it, because we serve our country so we can protect. And goddamn, last time I checked, your weekends is day weekends. So whenever you get off, you get off. You know what I'm saying? But let me get back to Greg right quick, bro.
Perfect. Bodies, bodies, bodies.
And you wonder why Jerron Ennis is looking the way he is right now. You don't ever come on a live stream talking about I'm Casa, and you're not right yet, Greg. Come on now, let's get to it, Greg. Come on, man. There's more respect out there for you, bro. Shit, man. Come on, bro. Get down to it.
You feel me? I'm gonna let it fill in a little bit, then we're gonna get it going. A lot of people were screaming, "Oh, gee, y'all gotta explain yourself in Philly." And this and it's looking like duck season and get the fuck out of here.
No, we're not, because goddamn, we're gonna stay down here. We're gonna continue to reach in the goddamn the bread basket and grab those crumbs and feed that motherfucking ducks, all of them, because it is duck season. It is duck season, real talk. And you're gonna prove later on as you continue, you're gonna confirm why it's duck season. You yourself, Team Ennis, he's gonna confirm why it's duck season for Ennis, bro. He's gonna confirm it himself. It's gonna take more than get the fuck out of here. No, it's gonna take more than that.
Hey, now I'm gonna give y'all my not my view, but my experience with this whole thing, because I was actually with Boots Ennis last Wednesday. Well, this Wednesday that just passed, the day before Thanksgiving. We was actually playing ball. I'm gonna break the whole.
He gonna break the whole thing down. This is what y'all been waiting on, y'all. He was with Boots, another brother, playing hoop right before Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? What's better than being outside in the cold with your homies, playing some hoop that's free, Free, free game of hoop. You ain't getting paid for that. Ain't nothing like being a basketball player in the hood that's playing for free during the holidays, and somebody trying to goddamn make you an offer that can get you a heavy bag. But the only thing it requires you to get back in the fight camp. Your sacrifice. That's what it requires.
Whole shit down for y'all. So I understand where a lot of people were misunderstood, and I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, from my toes to my top of my scalp, this was just a simple misunderstanding. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, well, how could it be a misunderstanding if that's what they're saying in the internet? It's a misunderstanding. It's just that simple. I don't know how to explain it to y'all. I don't know what y'all want me to say.
No, we really don't want you to say this, man, because it's a bad look. It's a real bad look, man. Even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see this shit, man. With they shades off, on, off, back on, they still can't see it. They can't. Get back to the hoop. They're playing basketball. Get back to the game of hoop. The 1v1 We want to hear how the 1v1 changed boxing forever. Because a Wi-Fi service don't reach out there to the 1v1 course over where they was playing in Philly in the cold. The signal somehow, when it's transferred, they was trying to send Boots some freaking information about this potential fight with Virgil Ortiz in Saudi Arabia. Somehow, every time they sent, it just froze up in midair and it dropped out. They couldn't get the signal to the mobile device. Get to that.
But I'm gonna give it to y'all from my angle.
Okay.
Appreciate the love, I really do.
Right.
Nah, hear the story though. So me and my man Aunt Flocka, I know a lot of y'all don't believe this, but my man Aunt Flocka was a collegiate basketball player. So sometimes he go back, he running these pickup games. He invited me to a couple of them. So,
oh my God. People, I apologize. I thought we was talking about boxing, but on my thumbnail, I have to remember that this was about this is about basketball now, not to be confused with boxing. They both start with the letter B, but not to be confused with boxing. This is talking about basketball. So we talking about hoop stars, hoop dreams. You know what I'm saying? We talking about hoop dreams right now. Not a fight card. Not a fight card on Saudi. We talking about hoop dreams. Not getting back in fight camp. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a high-ranking 154-pounder. We're talking about your homie. We're talking about the ones who means the most. Hoop dreams. That's what it's about.
I go. So this was like my second time going. You know what I mean? Wednesday night, we catching wreck. We playing ball. So who walks in? Boots Ennis.
Wow. He did. He walks in. Boots walked into the rec center. Shaw News. I mean, you be at the rec center. Are you mad that there's somebody else around the way in the proximity or whatever that goes to the rec center too? He walked in the rec center, yo. That is unbelievable. He walked in the rec center. And this is where the story gets very, very interesting, full of intrigue. I wish there would have been some screenwriters there so we can kind of get this for old Dossary, later on in life in his career. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said last night, by 30 years old, he'd be cutting hair. I don't know where we at with it yet, but let's continue.
Him and Mr. Rhyme. A lot of y'all don't know about Mr. Rhyme.
No, we don't.
A lot of y'all may not never meet Mr. Rhyme.
Oh,
but
for
Mr.
real?
Rhyme is a solid guy.
Okay.
Boots in it.
Hey, man. Hey, a lot of y'all may not ever meet Mr. Rhyme, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of y'all may not meet, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Reinhardt. Yeah, he's a psychologist. Did a lot of pro bono volunteer work back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He used to stand outside the rec center and just give his services for free to people who he gave the eye test to and say, hey, man, you might need my services, man. I'm qualified. Yeah, I work with up top. Get you right up top. I'm not a shrink, but I get you right up top. Y'all may not ever know Mr. Reinhardt. You know what I'm saying? But he helped out with certain tough, difficult situations.
This solid guy. So we playing ball. We run about 4 games.
4 games, y'all.
This is heavy. It's warm.
4 games, y'all. They running 4 games on the holiday, man. Forget boxing.
Why? We win 3 out of the 4.
Oh, wow.
So
They won 3 out of the 4. That's commendable right there, yo. That's commendable for real. I mean, you got real hoopers getting paid contracts and everything, but I know how it is, in the hood around the holiday season. It used to be, step into the rec center, shoot some hoop and all that. But, from boxing to basketball, who would have thought? Real talk. Who would have thought, yo? Who would have thought from boxing to basketball? They're playing basketball.
But as we sitting down, everybody cooling off, gathering their things, getting dressed, whatever, yada yada. I say the Boots, and I don't know what made me say it, but I guess because I was just wondering. What people have to understand is, yes, I am Greg Hackett. Yes, we are from the same city.
Hey, let me pause right there for a second, because it's about to get real goofy. I'm serious, Greg. You up here talking to us like we some little kids, man. We just came up to you and say, "Hey, man, we know you was at the rec center, man. Can I get your autograph, man? Man, tell us, how's it been, man? You still got that boxer? You still training that? Yeah. I was a boxer too. I got a pro record too. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this too. Oh man, I always see you around." And great dude, bro, for real. He's up here telling us a story like we some youngins on the block. Like we are not gonna question. I don't know what came. I'm on the Casos. I'm on the Caso. I don't know what came to my mind. But yo, check this out, man. Check this out. It just crossed my mind, dog. Yo, B, listen, B. Listen, B. I don't know why this crossed my mind.
You know what I mean? But I'm not Boots' manager. I'm not his trainer. So when these deals are being done or these things are going down, I'm not hearing about it. You know what I mean?
But what you asking, B? You say you don't know how. What you asking, B? Let's hear it.
The only thing I'm doing is waiting for my phone to ring. You know what I mean? My phone ring. Let's get it. You feel me? When it comes to situations outside of what I got going on as a coach. So I say to Boots, I said, yo, Boots. I said, so is it gonna be you and Virgil? He looked, I swear to God.
Hey, I swear to God, on my dead mosquito, yo. For real. For real, man. On my dead grasshopper, yo. I mean, B used to hop around the block easy, yo. I used to see him in passing all the time. I used to say, GH, I see you nigga hopping around here. Man, come over here and holler at us. Hop across the street right quick for us one time, man. Let's chop it up. You're always on the go, man.
I swear on my life, he looked over at me. He said, G, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. I said, enough said.
Oh my God, nigga. My God, man. This is the worst. This is the worst. Brother. No, I'm not coming with no smoke, bro. This is the absolute worst. Man, come on, G. You sound wild, boy. You wildin', bro, man. Come on, man. You say you don't know. You start off, you say you don't know why you ask him this and all that. You don't know. But you ask him something about Virgil Ortiz that really you act like you didn't know. Like you heard something about why do cats do this shit? They know him, they know a cat like real talk. They know a cat like Boots. These two know each other very well. He sees something online about Ortiz. He don't say nothing about it at all, suppose until Boots shows up to the rec center. Ta-da! Boots in the rec center with some boots, some Tim's on, unlaced. He ready to run full court. You know what I'm saying? And then you put it out there like, hey, first of all, I was shocked to see you over here. Hey, but check this out, man. What's this about Virgil? Are you trying to tell me that however you obtain that information, it didn't provide you, it didn't inject you with a surge of energy to say, for real? Ennis Ortiz, For real, February 22nd? Let me do the calculation. Blah, 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 blah. That means shit. We got to get in camp. You're going to wait till he walk into the rec center to say maybe I should talk to him. Y'all hold on for a second.
You know what I mean? Enough said. I said, well, I was just asking just because you know, when two fighters get matched up, the first thing I do is start visualizing it. So that's why I asked. He was like, "No, I understand." He was like, "But you can't believe everything you see on the internet."
That's the second time he said you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. But what provoked you to talk about this particular news, being that it must have came across your visual in order for you to talk about it? And with that, somebody who's that close to you, you cats have to stop acting like, let me go out here and tell a motherfucking story and forget that you're talking to adults, competent adults. And you're acting like it's story time, goddamn it, like you the Philly Mr. Rogers. Let me put on my sweater. How you doing, boys and girls? Man, come on, bro. If anybody gets some news, it's just like Shaw News and Jahad, man. Some news freaking break about Jahad's next fight against this said named opponent. You think Jahad's just gonna walk into the gym and he's on here saying, "Hey, it just crossed my mind, you know, so you taking that fight against so and so? Oh well, You know, you can't believe everything you hear. Oh, word. I just saw it out there and I just asked, you know, you can't believe everything you hear because you know people just put stuff out there though. Y'all ain't communicating internally? Like it's absolutely nothing going on internally for you all to communicate. If you know the news is out there, Greg, Boots know the news is out there, you're gonna separate yourself just because you say you don't really deal with the business part of it. But let's just say you're not dealing with the business. Somehow, some way, communication has been established. It's active. And someone's been talking about it enough for it to make the headlines out there in the news. And you're trying to tell me the mobile systems don't work over there in Jurassic Park? Are y'all on the set of I Am Legend? It's no phone services? Are you the only two niggas that's out there? Y'all two and Fred? Why y'all didn't walk over to Fred and ask him, hey, Fred, what you doing out here, Fred? Did you hear that Ennis supposed to be fighting Ortiz? Why you didn't tell us, Fred?
I said, for sure. I get it. But I had to ask because everybody was talking about it. So, but this is a true story. No matter if Philly gonna stand behind each other or not, this is a true story. So
this is a true story, y'all.
Goes on to say,
it ain't nothing like hearing a nigga say it's a true story. Goddamn content. Hey man, if everything else fails, bro, remember when I get to the end of this, man, it was a true motherfucking story, y'all. That's what I want y'all to believe. It was a true motherfucking story, man. On everything I love, man. On everything. On my dead chopsticks, yo. I love eating them things over and over again. Never washed them once. On my dead chopsticks, yo. Of all the duck sauce, fried rice eating, man, on my dead chopsticks.
Hey, he said, Greg, for real, I ain't even been talking about boxing. I ain't even been on no boxing shit. I'm like, I understand.
How do you understand? And people been calling for him to step up and face somebody with a name. What are you talking about, G Money? Come on, bro. You better than this, Greg. One thing I know, man, you ain't a dumb nigga, man. You smart. Man, come on, Greg, bro. Come on. Man, so now, not only did you confirm that he's ducking, because Ennis, being he have to travel over to Saudi Arabia, he ain't been talking about, look, he ain't been thinking about boxing, y'all. I'm going to put it out there. For any one of you all that know Ennis, and it's December 1st, and you see him walking the streets of Philly, don't talk about no boxing with him. He ain't thinking about no boxing, man. Real talk, he ain't thinking about no boxing. Let it go.
Here's why I understand. What a lot of us are forgetting, Boots just got out of the ring November 9th.
Wow. Boots just got out the ring November 9th. So what he's about to say, from my understanding, is that it seems like this is the prep. You know what I'm saying? This is the pre-op to when he tried to surgically insert the excuse into your thought process. This is the pre-op, y'all. He just got out the ring. No shit. That's why people was talking about this last performance, that G Money. That's why they was talking about his last performance, because we know, we saw it. We was there. Even from attending or from afar. We was there. We seen the fight.
He just got out the ring November 9th. If you let me tell the story, Sean Johnson, I'll tell you what it means. Boots just got out of the ring November 9th. His thing is, okay, I trained for 8 to 10 weeks, hard as possible. I trained for 8 to 10 weeks, hard as possible, did what I had to do. I fought. We got the dub. I want to go be a civilian.
Wow, there it is, people. I'm not thinking about boxing. I want to be a civilian. Man, I wish I could have thought about that when I signed up for the military. And, those hard months away from my family, sacrificing the relationship with my family and my kids and everything. I chose to. I chose to sign a dotted line. But I really wish, all those several months, all the holidays that I wasn't a part of, what I'm saying, that I could have just been a civilian for a little bit, just to come home and walk the block. You know what I'm saying? Just to walk the block and find me a local rec center to go in and shoot some hoop. That's all I wanted to do when I was out there freezing my ass off sometime, or sweating my ass off. But let me provide you with some criteria, because maybe it's a little bit different over there, right? So let me let y'all check something out. He said that Booth said he wasn't even thinking about boxing. He just wanted to be a civilian. He just wanted to be a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about basketball no more. This right here, right? The only reason I'm bringing this up, I just want you to take a look at something. Okay? Don't run. Don't leave. Don't leave. I just want you to take a look at something. He's talking about he want to be a civilian. In our boot camp as Marines, we can't leave the island. We can't make no phone calls to the final down near we at graduation. It said Marine Corps boot camp consists of 4 main phases: first phase, second phase, and third phase. All right, that's to include recruit receiving. Every single enlisted Marine who serves on active duty has to go through this rigorous training, and only those who make it through earn the title of United States Marine. How long is Marine Corps boot camp? Okay, Marine Corps boot camp every day. You have to get up. You ain't just chilling in the bed. It's the longest, most demanding military basic training, consisted of more than 70 training days in a period of 13 weeks. So he's saying, let me finish this. Unlike other military basic training, there are no weekends off, and you cannot leave base. Marine Corps recruit training consists of close order drill, physical fitness, rifle marksmanship, Marine Corps history, custom and courtesies, Marine Corps rank structure, all that other stuff. But he says he wants to be. Look, Greg just put it out there that he will have to get back in camp. He just got out of fight camp, and Boots told him that he just want to be a civilian. He just want to be a civilian, yo. This is a 27-year-old who they have bragged about being a 3-a-day gym rat. All of a sudden, in November, after eating all that good Thanksgiving meal, heading to December, he wants to be a civilian. Clap it up one more time.
Dear Dr. K,
Dear Dr. K, maybe you can check Boots out, because he's seeming like he's giving up in the most strange way.
I definitely understand that. Just got out the ring.
Oh my God. Whoa.
At this point, what, 3 weeks ago? Here's the thing. All the negotiating and all of that was going on, Boots taking it like they just talking. Long and behold, somebody from his end of things, basically said that he would take the fight. But it was never asked to him, would he take the fight? I know that's.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this question. I'm talking to the sound-minded adults in the chat and those who may be listening outside the window of the chat. Let me ask you a question, goddammit. Have you ever been in life where you heard your name? And it was a situation that you was a part of, or that you're supposed to be a part of, and you nonchalantly, well, it must have been somebody that know me or something, man, that tell me I'm about to leave and go on a 2-year deployment. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Yeah, that's what we hearing. You going on a 2-year deployment. Oh, man, okay. I guess I have to go and get back to the house and get my phone and make some calls or something. But I might just start packing today because it might have been somebody that I know that received the information, but nobody ain't told me nothing. But just in case, I'm just gonna go get my stuff packed anyway, man. I'm pretty sure they'll call me. Well, you're supposed to leave in 4 days. All right, cool. I'm just gonna go get my shit packed, and I'm just gonna wait for them to call me. How can Boots with 33 professional fights name be attached to an opponent in a fight in Saudi Arabia? And you're trying to convince us, sound-minded listening individuals, that no one knows who that person is? I mean, what kind of ship are you running, bro? You're trying to tell me Boots' name is attached to a fight and no one knows how his name even came up in the conversation outside of him being ranked at 147 as an IBF world champion. With that said, there has been scuttlebutt with him facing Virgil Ortiz. And you're trying to convince me, brother, that no one in 33 professional fights have tightened up, became a bit more organized. You know what I'm saying? A little bit detailed about the business gains that's going on, how y'all moving in the sport business. Why y'all still loosely out here just doing things to basically go through a recovery period, something that you all run into a roadblock and then y'all have to go through the repair process. That's not smart business, man, at all.
Sounds strange. I know it do, but this is the exact facts. It was asked to Boots, yo, would you take the fight? I mean, nobody never asked Boots, like, yo, would you take the fight? Boots he's seeing everything like we seeing everything. That's why I asked him. I asked him because I wanted to know. I wanted to know because that's all I've been seeing.
So you saying that man would have had to jump in the fight camp. So when you seen that information come across the headlines, you didn't have a payphone nearby? You didn't see a pigeon that you could slap around for a little bit and say, hey, I'll give you a full loaf of bread. Just drop this message off for me down the street. You're trying to tell me, somebody who you have been around for the longest of time in this sport of boxing, you've seen Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis on the airwaves, and it didn't jolt a sense of urgency through your body? They say, yo, what? Yo, he's gonna have to get back in fight camp, man. I'm gonna be a part of that. Yo, let me hit. Hold up, man. I can't start the game yet, man. I need to see if my man's goddamn saw this, B. Let me hit him up, man. Hey, hold up. I'll be right back. I gotta go run and get a payphone right quick. I gotta find a payphone. I gotta see if it's some freaking, some Uber pigeons out here so they can deliver a message for me. But you're convincing us that Jaron Ennis is somebody you know very, very well. Y'all just casually came up on this conversation, man. You just casually came up on this conversation. Man, come on, G. You better than this, bro. This is the wackest way to respond to a fighter that you have known as long as you've known him. With 33 professionals, maybe next time, bro, if you sipping, just stay away from the mic. That's the advice I would give you. If you sipping, which is okay, you're a grown fucking man. You sipping, don't come on the mic because it's going to catch you slipping. And that's exactly what we are listening to right now. You're trying to convince us that Jaron Ennis with 33 professional fights. 33 professional fights. 33 pro fights. Undefeated. And there's somebody still, after you all went through Victory Boxing Promotions, And y'all just got out another with Wow Promotions or whatever. And you all are still haven't tightened up every loose end. Man, this shit don't make no MFing sense, yo. Why would you get on here, bro, and confirm the way people think that's going on over there? Why would you get on here and allow us easy references to say, man, y'all not smart in the boxing game, the business game. Y'all not smart. Y'all are taking it back there, Greg. And it's no insult on you, brother. But truth be told, man, you all are taking it back to when they used to say boxers wasn't the smartest freaking athletes in the game. All they can do, how much does it take for you to lace up gloves and get your head beat in? This is where it's going back to be. And the game has changed a lot since then. Of course, economically, the world has changed. You know what I'm saying? Communication-wise, technically, the world has changed. You have social media and all that. But when you're in a social media era, a tech era, and you're acting like we supposed to believe that you heard information like this, and organically, when you seen all the balloons come through the door, the motherfucking confetti, the silly string, all that came through the door, and Boots Hop said, "Oh wow, Boots, you're in the rec center. Amazing. I didn't think y'all would see you." Yeah, man, I just got the home cooked meal, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about boxing. I ain't thinking about shit, nigga. I come in here and shoot me and hoop, man. Come on, who got next up, man? I got next up, man. I'm here to shoot me some hoop, y'all. Let's go. Yo, I saw that shit out there. No. I could have sworn Greg Hackett said they ran some b-ball games and everybody was cooling down because everybody hit 30, 35. They was bombing out all net. They had to change the net because the shit kept glazing over because everybody was wetting the net up and it was cold in that bitch. And they had to keep, changing the net and the rims. So you trying to tell me after they finished shooting hoop, y'all casually work your way into a conversation about, hey, yo, man, I don't know why this crossed my mind. Come on, Greg. I don't know why this crossed my mind, man. But yo, G, hey, man, I seen that out there with Virgil Ortiz and you. Is that happening? Because if so, we got to get in the fight camp. Hey, man, don't believe everything you see. Word? Don't believe? It's just media? Yeah, it's just media. Yeah, it takes you back to when Roy came up and Fat Joe rolled up on Roy Jones in the shadows. It's just rap. Yeah, it's just rap at the end of the day. Oh, it's just about rap, huh? You're trying to tell me that Ennis said, hey, don't believe everything you hear on social media. You just let it go there, G. It makes no sense, man. Y'all too close for that.
You know what I mean? Now, what people don't take in consideration, the man just got out the ring July. So in between July, you got July, August. So you got August, September, October. He fought again in November. So he had to get back in the gym probably the end of August. So the end of August or mid-August, y'all don't gotta listen, y'all. Y'all don't gotta say I'm capping about nothing. I'm not doing the man business. I'm not doing his business. So what the fuck do y'all want me to do?
Bro, you selected to get on here and advocate and be a voice and be a mouthpiece for a situation nobody's believing right now. I'm not saying as a grown man, you wasn't at the rec center. You wasn't out there and shit, man. I'm not saying that, B. Dead ass, man. I'm not saying that shit, G. All I'm saying is you're trying to convince us during the holiday season that you ain't sipping on that goddamn Casso and eggnog. You're trying to tell me a fighter with the name of Jaron Ennis, who people was waiting to see if he was going to move up to 154. He's been a hot topic in these streets. And you're trying to tell me just so happened, sort of, kinda, y'all, naturally, that shit crossed your mind and you brought it to his attention. Yeah, man, I wasn't thinking about shit, dog, but yo, that shit between you and Virgil, man, is that real? Because that's the first time I ever heard about you facing Virgil Ortiz. Yo, man, don't believe everything you see, man. You know, for real, B, it's just media. Yeah, it's just media, dog. B, believe me, B, when I tell it's media, it's media.
The man just got out the ring in July. So if you fought in July, that means June, May and June you training. So May and June you training, you fight in July. You take a little bit of August off. You go back at the end of August. You got September, October. He fighting early November, November 9th. So you really ain't get no rest. Some people might say, well, why do you need rest and why this and why that? Hey, we talking about the top echelon of boxing. We talking about 12 rounders.
Oh, the top echelon of boxing. You need rest now, y'all. You need rest. This was the name that I heard, G Money. I heard y'all several times over there bragging about how even Boots himself say he was doing 3-a-days. Maybe he shouldn't be doing 3-a-days at 27 years old, aka 57. Maybe he's too old. Maybe he's too old, yo. Seriously. Maybe he's too old, man, to do 3-a-days. Put him on 1.5 a day. One full session and a half. Real talk. Because he's been on record as saying he does 3-a-days, but yet you up here saying he needs rest. Man, I'm going to tell you, I don't think I ever rested. I didn't take no naps when I was in my 20s. From an 8-10 mile run, you know, goddamn chill, you know, hydrate and shit, go to the gym. Man, come on, bro. You talking about a person that y'all say he be in the gym three times a day. He's a gym rat. He's always in the gym, but now he need rest. I know he need rest from because he don't want to be in fight camp during the holidays. He wanted to eat. He wanted to get some home cooked meal. You heard him. He said, I like having home fights. I get my meals. I get my home cooked meals, nothing like that. Now he knows he got to not only get back in the gym quick, but he's going to have to go over there to Saudi Arabia. He's got to go to Saudi.
If nobody on here has ever got ready for a 12 rounder, I really don't even have to explain it, but I'm going to explain.
So you know that most of your freaking listeners are not here in your chat because they box. A lot of your listeners are holding down a position of being just what I said they were. They're listening to your content. So you can't reverse this back on them because they're calling you out because they just don't believe what you're saying. To be honest, G, they don't believe. So you can't turn around and say, well, most of y'all not educated enough to know this, that. You're making yourself look bad. And this is how WCS is going to explain that, G Money, in all respect. You're trying to turn this shit around and say most of y'all don't know how to get prepared for a fight. Well, you seem like you don't know what it takes to go through negotiations. You're up there talking to a fighter that you know very well about information that you've seen out on the media, and you're telling us that you don't even get into that. You don't know nothing about that side of the house. It caught you off guard. You just all of a sudden seen him walk through the door with all the cameras flashing, and it just crossed your mind, huh? Why not ask him about the Virgils? You didn't find a payphone. You didn't try to call him up, and then you put it out there. So I'm saying this, like, you don't know about the business part of it. So you should never get back on here and do another live when it pertains to Boots, just like you did with Brian Norman Jr. If you don't know about the business part of boxing, and that's not a part of your portfolio. you shouldn't get on here and talk about it, regardless if it's with Boots or not. You should just leave it be. You just let it go, big dog. Because you're trying to reverse this on your listeners and make it seem like, hey, well, y'all in the chat, a lot of y'all have me, got a boxing prepared anyway. So I really don't have to explain to you. No, man, you're being selfish now. You're pretty much being frustrated because they're in the chat and they're taking your buzz away. But remember there, G Money, with that buzz, you selected to create this live stream because you was feeling good, relaxed. You was on the consoles and you say, let me go ahead and talk some shit and let me do some damage control on my boy, for my boy Boots, who just all of a sudden walked in and the shit crossed my mind with him and Virgil Ortiz. That's BS, bro. You know that, man. Come on, stop trying to treat us like you getting ready for a Christmas circus. Like you need some other workers to come over there to fill in and say, hey man, I need about 48 clowns. If y'all can pay your own way to Philly, we're putting on the goddamn little short parade, just to celebrate, the Korean fight. That's all. 48 of y'all. Pay your own way too.
Plain it anyway. When Boots was in camp, it was days where I went up there. How am I defending anything? I'm telling you the story from my end. Shut the fuck up for a minute. If anybody understand getting ready for a 12 rounder, it'd be days where I went in that gym and I talked to Boots. Boots say, yeah, I trained this morning. I did my strength and conditioning. Or I ran this morning. Now I'm about to work on my boxing. And then I'm gonna do some more strength and conditioning or run later on. So either he was running in the morning or doing the strength work in the morning.
What does that got to do with this motherfucker goddamn fight with Virgil, man? Come on, G Money. What you doing, man? Man, oh shit, dog. We don't want to hear about what conversation that you and Boots just naturally fell into again. Hey man, I'm doing my strength and conditioning. Who cares? The dude say he ain't thinking about boxing there, Greg. Brother, you better than this, man. You're a smart brother. Man, Boots say he wasn't thinking about boxing. That's what you put out to the media. He wasn't thinking about boxing. I just want to be a civilian. Joe, just let me be him. Oh, let me be him. Just a civilian. I don't want to go in the military. Just let me be a civilian. Today, tomorrow, next week, and all through the holiday. I just want to be a civilian. That's what you said there, Greg. You say he just want to be a civilian. Right? So why are you talking about going into the gym and he telling you, hey man, I just did some strength and condition. I did about 6 calf raises. You know what I'm saying? I did some standing squats, man. I curl a 20-pound dumbbell. That's a PR for me. And I was just doing some shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm gonna go down and run down to the gym, to the rec center. Do some suicides and shit, doing in there back and forth and work on my quickness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to have to know how to cut off the ring with Korean because he ain't changing up his style. They're going to do the same shit.
Coming to the gym in between, in the middle of the day, which was around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or sparring. Sparring was at like 10 o'clock, 10:30. So you may be going running, going to the gym sparring or training, and then later on doing strength work or running later on. This is the regimen. So if this is the regimen for a 12-round fight, I would imagine this was the regimen for the last fight. So imagine training like that for 3 months, you might as well say.
Man, isn't that the regiment of boxing, period? Doesn't every trainer have their training regiment? I mean, come on, you're not saying anything that we're new school to. Man, you're not talking to a bunch of tyros in the game. We already used to this type of language, man. A lot of us done been to gyms and seen the train. Everybody's training is different. You know, everybody opponent supposed to be different, right? So why are you up here explaining to us about him training, yo? Who cares what his training regimen? All we know is when it came down to Jerron Ennis, he was training 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? That was the cornerstone of your convo. Oh man, he's a workhorse. He trained 3 times a day. Don't nobody want to hear a breakdown. We don't want you going into the welcome aboard package with us about this conversation, bro. I'm just curious to know, are you remembering that you said the shit just crossed your mind to ask Ennis about the Ortiz fight? And Ennis told you straight up, hey, to be real with you, man, I ain't been thinking about boxing. No, not Mr. 3-a-day. For real? Nah, man, hey, man, y'all gotta, man, come on, man. That's my boy. He just want to be a civilian. He wants to be a civilian. Boots want to be a civilian. Give it up for him. Applause from the crowd. He just want to be a civilian when Virgil Ortiz's name come up. Virgil's trying to get another fight. But Virgil had a fight earlier this year. That's why, he had a that's why he somehow gets a reprieve. But for Boots, he just got the ring in November. They want him to come back around in November. And this is at 154. So basically you have less weight to lose. But since you stay in the gym and you're a gym rat, it shouldn't be an issue.
Then you take a break for 3 weeks. Then you got to go back and do it again. All while you're training, you're deprived all the things you love to do. The food, the sex.
He said, what did he say again? What did he say again? He said, look, this is the guy who's 27 years old, who's basically, I thought his purpose in life, the journey that he was marching. I mean, I don't know if he had on his uniform. His name is Boots. I mean, in the military, I remember lacing up boots for 20 fucking years, right? But I don't know if he was lacing up boots. He might have had some Crocs on with some boot laces in it. But he gets back in training camp. There's no sex. Wow. How much does sex pay, y'all? How much does sex pay you when you're doing your contract? How much is that? Do they deduct? Do they penalize you? Say, hey, we did some thermal imaging, okay, throughout your entire camp. And we seen you go to hotel room 316. And yes, and we seen you in there with a second companion, and your thermal imaging tell us that you was in there engaged in sexual activities. That violates your fight camp. So we was gonna pay you. We're gonna deduct 150 grand off that because you said no sex. So Boots get no sex, y'all. This is actual part of the conversation. Let me go back a little bit. So see if I heard that correctly.
All the things you love to do. The food, the sex.
The food, y'all. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. When you go through fight camp and you're going through fight camp, supposedly there in Philly, because the fight card is in Saudi. And definitely Team Ennis needs to go over there at least about 2 weeks, but they'll probably go over there on the week of and weigh in and wondering why they have jet lag and then go in there and freaking lose and say, oh man, it was a flight over here. Yeah, that's because you came on Tuesday of fight week, god damn it. Anyway, he says, food. You deprived of food. So really, the nutrition part is just shit talking. And then the sex part, imagine this, y'all, going through fight camp. And this guy's telling you that Boots, who is on the billing with Virgil Ortiz for a pretty nice healthy check where he can buy the food and buy all the sex he want. He just can't go through the holidays in another fight camp because it's a little bit quick turnaround and he can't go without sex. Man, G Money, that's some of the dumbest shit. You never should have brought this. And I'm talking to you respectfully, man. Real talk. That's some dumbass shit, bro. Real talk, man. They sitting up here putting this man out here to be the next best touted hype. The one they compare with Roy Jones. Even though Roy Jones said he had 6 women up in the bed. But he said that you are the next coming of Roy Jones, bro. So where does the sacrifice, where do you get in your mentality, your mind, to say sex? Man, I can abstain from that. I'm good. And then the food he want. What food? What food? Are you hanging out at the bodega or something? What you missed the pizza? Philly cheese steaks and shit. What are you missing, bro? You can't go through a fight camp. Now I'm questioning his discipline. Because at 27 years, I said it's not to make these sacrifices. That's what it seems to me. It just seems like you're not him. Because G Hackett is saying that you're deprived of food and sex, like you locked up in a Russian prison. You're not going to be able to function correctly going in there to fight Virgil Ortiz because you don't get the food that you want. See, people are going to start questioning your freaking your commitment to the game there, Ennis. For real. They're gonna question your commitment to the game. Check this out, y'all. Deployments range in length. This is the military. The average military deployment is typically between 6 and 12 months long. That's us deploying somewhere in another country, yo. And depending on where you at, there's no sex going on. I'm not saying we don't go out in town. But you just don't go out in town and say, where you at? Where you at? I got to get one. You go up there and do the wrong thing, you're going to be in their jail. Because you up here, you heard that? You heard G Hackett talking about Ennis. I couldn't go another week without it. The military took me away from my family and everything. I'm over here on a 6-month, 12-month deployment. I had to have it. Well, I mean, is it not making sense? They say 6 to 12 months long. However, deployment lengths vary greatly from branch to branch, are situational and depend on several factors specific to each individual service member. Just like boxing, we know that 8 weeks is a solid fight camp. We know if G Hackett is telling us that the elite level is 12 rounds, right? Well, let me put this out there. Let me go right here right quick. Let me show you something. Let me show you something right quick. So they say when you introduce to something, you know what I'm saying, it may give you some shock value you wasn't looking for. But peep this out now. He trained for a 12-round fight camp against Chris Van Heerden, right? Right? That was back in 2020. Then, look, from December 2020, this is when he was younger. I guess he's 57 now. December 2020, he had another fight in April against Sergey Lipinets. Like I said, former 140-pound champion. He had a fight December 19th. And he turned back around and had a fight April 2021 against Sergey Lipinets. I see some contradiction. Some contradiction. So look. That's a 12-rounder that he got prepared for, right? A 12-rounder. Not only that, From April 2021, he went back October 2021 and fought Thomas Delorme. That was a 10-rounder. Then he goes in here and from October to May 2022 and fight Custio Clayton. That was a 12-rounder. And then a 12-rounder, Chukazagan. Villa, 12-rounder. Avanesian, 12-rounder. Chukazagan, 12-rounder. The only reason I threw them 12-rounders out there because this is not your first rodeo. Stop going around here acting like you new to this, bro. And you need to act like you are a seasoned veteran with 33 victories in the game, bro, and 29 knockouts. And you have someone on here talking about explaining, hey man, he's gonna have to get back in fight camp. You know, the food, he's missing those fatty acids, man. He really loves his sweets. He really does, man. Those cream donuts. He really loved that, man. Vanilla ice cream with the sprinkles on the top, man. Not just any cone. We're talking about the waffle cone with the sprinkles on top. Oh my God, he loves it. Every time I see him eat, then walking down the street into the rec center, he has a smile on his face. Come on, bro. You talking about sex and you're talking about getting the biggest payday of your career? He ain't dedicated, man. Some telling me he ain't dedicated, G Money.
It's not about criticizing Boots. I'm giving you the regimen. I'm giving you the schedule. Just think about it. If y'all just be cool and listen for a second and try to understand what I'm saying instead of answering, I think you'll really have an answer if y'all just let me break it down. The man fought in July and then fought again in November. It takes 8 to 10 weeks to get ready for these fights. So think about how much time a person has to themselves as a human being. You know what I mean?
As a human being, yo.
What I'm starting to feel like is everybody want to run with the duck thing because it's just another thing to say about Boots Ennis. And that's fine. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, we still got to be who we are. So spending so much time worrying about another man and if he ducking a fight or not, I don't know. Now, there been fighters in the past duck fights? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it has. Named Ron Ennis. Real talk, bro.
But the man's words to me was when I saw him Wednesday night of this week, the day before Thanksgiving, he said, Greg, I ain't even been talking about boxing.
So what? Dude, why you keep on talking about that? You act like that man has just goddamn ran into Will Smith of Men in Black and he gave him the red button. After you hear this, you remember nothing. Why do you keep talking like that, man? What's up with G Hackett, y'all? What's going on with this cat, bro? Come on, G Hackett. You're smart in this, man. You up here keep on telling us, hey, man, we haven't even been talking about boxing. But $1 billion worth of game call you out your sleep, and you remember that you've been looking for Crawford since 2018 with a goddamn new bloodhound. Y'all been on his trail since 2018. And just so happened, y'all roll up on the IBF up there drafting us some paperwork. He said, hey, is what y'all look like y'all not from around here. And let me ask you this. Is that paperwork? Is it for me? It is. Wow. This reminds me of my conversation with G Hackett when I just, walked up in the rec center and we just, something crossed his mind. This crossed my mind. What is that? The paperwork to send to Crawford? It is? Oh man, when should I expect a notification? Great, man. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I love it. I always wanted to be a world champion. I always wanted to know what it sounds like when I flip my laptop open and I hear that bing. You have mail. I always wanted to know what that sounds like.
That's what he told me to my face.
He ain't talking
what
about
he boxing. Said to me to my face was, I ain't even been talking about boxing. So if there was negotiations going on, it was negotiations going on without him being involved. Some people say, well, how does that happen? Easy. You got a promoter, you got a manager, you got advisors, you got people who speak for you.
Okay, speaking of managers, isn't Bozy Ennis his manager supposedly? That's what I heard. Isn't that y'all manager? Who's your manager? Who's Ennis's manager? And then if you want to provide this sort of separation, right? You have this sort of separation going on where you're saying that he was unaware, uninformed. Well, that means he needs to start firing and rehiring because there's individuals. Let's just say it was Eddie Hearn. Even Eddie knows that if the fight is in February, that he needs to hurry up and try to get with Jerron Ennis or whoever the manager is to communicate this. If indeed Eddie was the one that was being spoken to. If you have a team of individuals that's loosely out here just doing their own thing and keeping you out of the loop and you're the fighter, this contract doesn't happen without your, then I mean, it's almost like you condoning it. It's almost like you want to continue to be treated like the stepchild. Like they went to the orphanage and they always remind you that they picked you up from the orphanage and we got you turned on to boxing and now who you are. Have you not got paid some of the biggest money ever in your life? Okay, then don't F with us. Don't piss us off. We'll take you back to the orphanage. That's sort of kind of what I get in this scenario. Like, how can your team not know the information? How can y'all continue to say this? It seems like Boots was all eager to talk about sending Norman Jr. a freaking contract. Oh, we sent them 3 times. They turned it down. So why not now? Where's all those lifelines? You didn't do it. Go through the proper channels. What happened to all those lifelines that he had when he was talking about they sent all these offers to Norman Jr.? Where are they now? Where are these people? Are they no longer working there? What happened to them?
That's how that happened. Whoever said whatever they said made it seem like Boots was going to take the fight. Boots never even talked to nobody about taking the fight.
But who's been fired though, G Hackett? Who's been fired, bro? Can you show us some termination papers? Who's the manager? Who's been fired? Who was in communication? If you're not willing to provide your listeners with communication, you don't need to speak on it no more. Because you're not speaking to a bunch of little kids. You know what I'm saying? You're not speaking to a bunch of grade school kids who, if you ask them about boxing, they'll be like, well, I've seen some kids on social media fighting, but, you know, that's about it. I don't know too much about the sport. Is there a sport? You know, you're not talking to a group of kids, man. If y'all are gonna play the fool, that you have people that can negotiate behind his back, knowing how close the fight date is, February 22nd, and not inform Ennis's team properly. Y'all are not trying to do anything special. You'll never be great in boxing because y'all can't even be great in making a fight. In order for you to stand out in greatness, y'all can't even make a great negotiation work. So how's your fighter going to be great if he can't get to the damn ring? If he's out here saying, I'm not even thinking about boxing. I got to have certain food and I got to have sex. Man, come on. Now you acting like a straight up entitled prima donna, bro. And I said that back in the day about him. I said, man, he give me prima donna vibes. Like he got to be coddled and caressed, and his ego got to be stroked, bro. G Hacker, you getting on here confirming this shit. This man can't go without sex. What if he's in a freaking biggest? What did they offer him? I guarantee you this, people. I guarantee you, if Turkey Al-Sheikh was offering, let's just say 5 to 6 mil per. Him and Virgil, 5 to 6 million per the fight February 22nd. You think he's gonna be coming up, man? I ain't even been thinking about that money, yo. What do you mean? Dude, it's $6 million. I know, man. I ain't gonna be able to eat. I gotta get back in the fight camp, man. And you know, I gotta have my shorties, man. I gotta have my shorties with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not there. I'm 27 years old, yo. I got wants and needs. Man, get out of here with that.
Now, let's talk about if he was to take the fight and fight in Saudi February 22nd. So that means he will be right back in camp tomorrow or the day after, because you got all of December, all of January, and a few weeks of February, because the fight would be February 22nd. So that means he probably would get back in the gym. He probably would get back in the gym after like a month and a week off. So he probably would be back like the second week of December. Second or third week of December, he'll be back in the gym, right? But this is after already fighting in July, fighting again in November, and then going back in February. Then the fight already being scheduled in Saudi. My point is, Boots Ennis didn't have anything to do with the negotiations. That's my point.
So you just went through all that. Let me back up a little bit. You just went through all that. Listen to this, people. G Hackett, bro.
Saudi. After like a month and a week off. So he probably would be back like the second week of December. Second or third week of December, he'll be back in the gym, right? But this is after already fighting in July, fighting again in November, and then going back in February. Then the fight already being scheduled in Saudi. My point is, Boots Ennis didn't have anything to do with the negotiations.
Well, he didn't have anything to do with taking the fight either, because obviously he didn't take the fight. If they would have came up there with 10 million, y'all still on that same shit, that bullshit, talking about sex and food and sex. Throw me a Twinkie in the middle of that. I got to get my sugar hit. Hey, give me a slushy too. You trying to tell me if they would have threw the paycheck out there, they would have changed his whole mentality? All of a sudden, he back on diet. I'm fine with it. Or I just wait till I get back because I'm gonna be able to celebrate. I'm getting 6 million. I'm getting 10 million. Now everything changes mentally. That tells me that he's not really entirely focused. He's not maximizing his focus for what people expect of him as a fighter. He's not maximizing that. And when he's not maximizing to a name that's gonna be in the running up at 154, because like I told you before, I don't think he's really making weight healthy. But you're up here explaining to the people something that has nothing to do with anything. You sit up here and say he'll get in fight camp and he'll get this and that, and he only had that amount of time remaining, and he got to get in fight camp the second week in December. And then you come up with something at the end that don't even make any sense and not even pertaining to what you just said, bro.
Back in February. Then the fight already being scheduled in Saudi.
The fight already being scheduled in. You just went through fight camp that he would need to get ready for a fight that's scheduled in Saudi. What does that have to do with a motherfucking thing, dog? Oh, that's already the whole freaking media drop is already out here. The Riyadh season card. This is proposed fights matchups. They had Boots up there with Ortiz, but Boots ducked Ortiz because he hadn't been thinking about boxing. He need a certain type of food, the food to get him nice and swelled up in between. He didn't want to get back in fight camp again, and sex. So that tells me he's not really thinking about being, the greatest in boxing, because the greatest in boxing, I don't think you will ever hear them talk about turning down a freaking fight that can change things. You know what I'm saying? That can further build their legacy. Even though it's an interim belt, it can further build a legacy. It can potentially allow you to get out of the IBF sanctioned body and then make your presence known at 154 by going up there defeating Virgil Ortiz. But see, now Virgil Ortiz is about to go in there, and Xander Zayas is about to take your spot. People are going to talk about Xander Zayas for stepping in there because he said they gave me an hour, but it took me a minute. It took him 60 seconds instead of 60 minutes. While y'all over here in Philly, you over here talking about, hey, man, I mean, to be honest, you're being too tough on him, man. He's a workhorse when he needs to be, though. He had 2 fights this year. So, it's other fighters out here fighting over and over and over again. But, man, it just sucks, man. This is one of the worst freaking, damage control videos that you could have put out there, G Hackett. Because, we expect so much more out of that team over there because, they were saying that he was going to be the next. But when you don't have a mindset for sacrifice, you know how much we got to sacrifice? I'm not comparing the military to civilian because civilian makes sacrifices too. But when you talk about going over the combat, I mean, we going over there damn near 8 months to a year. Do you think we going outside the damn wire? Hey, I know it's dangerous out there, but I gotta go find me a nice little shorty, man. I gotta get me shorty, man. Hey, just look out for me. If I ain't back by 2000, something ain't right. But I seen a town, maybe about 15 miles down the road. I know they got a strip club there somewhere. I'm gonna change over into some t-shirts and jeans, and I'll be back around 2000. All right, man, come on, bro. Come on, man. This shit don't make no sense. You have an opportunity to make another check, right? Get a fight out the way in February 2025, and then you don't have to fight again to the end of the year, which will potentially a bigger fight.
My point is, Boots Ennis didn't have anything to do with the negotiations. That's my point. He never talked to nobody about it. If y'all say I'm capping, then I'm capping, I guess. All right, what you want me to do? If it's excuses, it's excuses. What you want me to do? I'm telling y'all the story that came to me and how I understand it and what I see. But if it's excuses, what you want me to do?
What you talking about if it's excuses? Do you know you have the option to not make excuses? Excuses are derived in your own thought process, man. You have the option not to touch the mic or come over here and speak on the topic. If you derive an excuse in your head just because you want to advocate and you feel it's something that as an ally, as an associate, affiliate, a friend of Boots Ennis, well, you have to take what's going to come behind that. And those are the individuals that's in the chat who's not believing what you're talking about.
Here's the thing. Let's be honest. Boachuk was punching on Virgil. So if he was ducking, why would he duck Virgil?
My God. G Hackett, let me explain something to you. Because you keep on just, you're digging the hole, G Hackett. It's almost like, bro, it's almost like you're doing too much follow through with the shovel and it's hitting you in the back of the head. And you acting like a referee should be around the goddamn one. No, you're the one who's doing it. You keep digging the hole every now and then, that shovel come crashing down the back of your head. Listen, bro, now you're talking about Virgil T getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He been hit by Boachuk and all that, right? So what you're trying to put out there to the crowd is that he took some punishment, right? So wouldn't this be even a better opportunity for you to get in the fight camp, knowing that Virgil Ortiz came off a tough fight with Boachuk? Wouldn't this be your opportunity to go in there and take full advantage, being that you didn't take any punishment in your last fight, and you should be more healthier than Virgil Ortiz? And also, you're supposed to be the better fighter, all-around skillful fighter. You a switch hitter. Virgil Ortiz just a come forward type of fighter. Aggressiveness, pressure fighter, right? So I'm not sure what. Hey, Ennis, you should put some paperwork, some NDA paperwork on freaking G Hackett. You should provide him with a permission to speak on your behalf, you know, or else you take him to court. He shouldn't be allowed to speak on your behalf no more, bro, at all, especially during the holidays.
Getting all your daily nutrients is
Boachuk was punching on him. Boachuk sat him down twice.
And that makes y'all ducking. That makes y'all ducking that much worse. If you're gonna say Boachuk set Ortiz down twice, and y'all are unwilling to get in the fight camp to face the very same fighter in Ortiz who got sat down twice, what's that say about y'all?
It can make sense. If Boachuk doing that to him, what you think Boots would do to him?
Man, we don't want to hear that bullshit, G Hacker, what Boots will do to him. You know why? Because he needs food and sex. We don't want to hear what he'll do to him. Because you all are unwilling to get into fight camp, to sign a contract to go over to Saudi. We don't want to hear this shit, man. We don't want to hear the bullshit, bro. Get out of here with that, man. We don't want to hear that. We don't have time to hear that nonsense, man. Don't talk about what his last fight was. Because if you want to talk about that, we didn't see Ennis get sat down or put down or stretched out at all during his last fight with Korean. So if you want to balance it out real nice as to why both of these fighters should be next February 22nd, it further confirms that y'all ducked because you had the more easier out. You didn't get touched up like Virgil Ortiz. So you should go in there with the confidence. But granted, it seems like you don't have the confidence, to be honest. It don't seem like you have the confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because Ennis is going around telling you, hey, G, just between me and you, buddy, I ain't even been thinking about boxing. Word B? Yeah. I mean, I'm a boxer and all, but I haven't been thinking about it at all, bro. What you talking about? Amnesia thing? And nothing, bro. It haven't been on my mind, period, man. Like if you ask me how to lace up a glove right now, man, I wouldn't be able to tell you. If you ask me how many minutes I spar per round, I wouldn't be able to tell you, dog, because my mind haven't been on boxing, man. Well, hey, you don't mind me asking their Boots, what your mind been on? Man, food and sex, man. You know what I mean, B?
Let's be real. If Boachuk just did that to him in his last fight, what you think Boots would do to him?
We don't want to hear that shit, bro.
Let's be honest.
No, we can't be honest.
Stop with
because
the
y'all don't
nonsense.
sign the contract, man.
Stop with the malarkey.
Hey, what we've been listening to.
Stop
is
with the
malarkey,
bullshit.
bro. We've been listening to malarkey.
The man say, he said, Greg, I ain't even been talking about boxing. This is my first conversation about boxing. And we just got done playing ball.
You know, I always tell people, like, imagination, man, it's there for you to just use it. You know, you have your access to your own imagination. But for me, sometimes, right, when you weigh in on someone else thought process, it can leave you shaking your head, literally like, no, this not supposed to be going on at this stage in the game, this age. It don't supposed to be going on. You're sitting up here thinking about, like, what is the process? Like, you're not even breaking M's. You had the opportunity to go fight him for M's over there. You know, coined by the one and only Daniel Jacobs when he caught Mar Charlo in the hall. And he asked him, what are we doing? What are we doing? I've been hearing you chit-chatting and talking and all that shit. What are we doing? No, I just want to know, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're going to fight in the ring, or we're going to fight on social media? What are we doing? He said, you ain't touching him yet. And Maul said, yeah, you right, but I will. But you ain't touching the M. This was a grand opportunity for Boots to go over there and not only fight a quality opponent in Virgil Ortiz, because a fighter that used to be in your same division, but this is your opportunity to earn another paycheck, which to me, when you're talking about greatness, the greats will look at the business aspect, the money aspect, and say, also, let me include legacy in this. That's when you're combining everything in that gift wrap present. All you have to do is show up to work. All you have to do is show up to work and prove to the people, I am who they say I am. You're not at the moment. You should print that on your shirt. I am who they say I am. And you need to go in there and prove it. Right now, man, they're looking at you and they're just like, no, bro. He ain't it, man. He ain't him. You know what I'm saying? What did that person, what the AC say? His only accomplishment is passing the eye test. Oh my God. Oh shit.
I didn't say nothing to him beforehand because he came to play ball. We playing ball. I was already on the court when the man walked in.
Man, come
on.
E.
My thing is, my question to the people is, what do y'all want me to do? What do y'all want me to do? Let's be honest. What is it? What is it that I'm supposed to do?
Brother, you're part of the team, G Money. You selected to come over here, and your title says Jerron Ennis set the record straight. Where's Ennis at? I would have liked for him to have been on the panel with you. But get on the panel with you. Why is Ennis not on the panel with you? You said Jerron Ennis set the record straight on rumors. What we just heard are rumors. We don't know if he said what he said. All of a sudden, you want to become a goddamn boxing storyteller. The Black Burt Sugar. You sit up here and told us a story, and we don't even know if Jerron Ennis even know anything about what you're talking about. Bro, you have access to this cat. He put out a tweet with no commas and periods. Why you didn't have this cat on here to clear this shit up there, G Hackett? It's levels to maturity. You know, not crashing out and convincing people that you can beat their ass. No, I ain't talking about that level of maturity. I'm talking about this right here. I'm talking about when your guy, your man's, right? This is your man's. He puts out a tweet. The only, you know, the dot over the I is called a tittle. But if you place it in a sentence, it's called a period, right? I don't see no periods. I don't see no commas. Where? You couldn't bring Ennis onto your platform to clear this shit out? We're in the holidays. This dude said he haven't been thinking about boxing. He says in this tweet there, G Hackett, he said, if it didn't come from me and me only, he emphasized the capital letters. So that tells me he know capital from he uppercase to lowercase, right? He knows uppercase to lowercase. So he put in uppercase me and me. Only don't believe it. And I will address if I'm standing this, that. He say me and me only. Okay. So it would have been great for you to bring him on here so he can clear this up. But what you did, you came in there and you just further freaking took out all the support beams and everything. This shit is just up here leaning to the left, being washed down the motherfucking river. You should have brought him on here, bro. You can't come over here and say what you said and then ask the people, hey, what do you want me to do? What? What do you want me to do? I'm just G Hackett. I'm a friend. That's it. I'm a G Hackett, man. What do you want me to do? Bro, you selected to come in here and speak up for your mans. It wasn't a good idea, man. And also, you prefaced it with Cassos. If you can't handle the Casso, man, don't come over here, bro. Don't come in here and speak for your mans. That's just poor representation.
The man tell me that. Yeah, but what is it to keep it real about if I don't know business wise what's going on with him? I can only speak for the fighters I handle their business for, which is only one fighter. I handle Jabril Noble's business. I can't speak for nobody else.
So let me break this down again for you. If you cannot speak on Jaron Ennis's business, please refrain from coming over here explaining to the boxing fans who may be his fans that the reason why, forget the business, the reason why he's not accepting the fight, we already put it out there that some random stranger was doing the negotiation for Ennis. I get it. You didn't know anything. You already made perfect clear you don't know nothing about that shit. But then you're up here talking about training camp. You could have just put the entire blame on those who's negotiating without Jaron Ennis being aware of it, but you didn't. You sat up here and tried to come up with a spreadsheet of bullshit. You're trying to write a whole detailed spreadsheet on toilet paper. Hey, man, he said he wasn't thinking about boxing. He wasn't doing this. He couldn't tell you how to lace up a glove. He didn't know where his mouthpiece was. You know, if you asked him how to throw a 1-2 combination, he wouldn't be able to tell you because simply he told me, B, he ain't thinking about boxing, B. He don't even know how to put on his own trunks.
Yeah, but how am I listen to what I'm saying? How am I if I'm only going off what the man told me to my face? He said, G, I ain't even been talking about boxing. I'm off that right now. That's why I'm here playing ball.
And see that's why you got cats like Collins that's goddamn walking around the chat with a chainsaw in their hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why he chopping you up in pieces, bro. Because you keep on mentioning that Booth saying he wasn't even thinking about boxing. But the fact remains that the public is demanding. You know, the public is saying, okay, well, we've been hearing all the talk. No, the shit is over, man. We tired, exhausted, goddamn it. You got Timothy Bradley out here just, scorching you. You got people saying you straight up ducked. Look, G Hacker, real talk. It's been a while since, forget Spence. Spence was out here just doing shit that was outside the ring, but no one ever would say Spence was not willing to step in the ring and get that, send those hands and be about to smoke. Nobody. But what they saying about Ennis right now, they're gonna question his heart, his dedication to the sport. Is he just a prima donna, big ass baby? They ain't trying to take the tough fights, want to run the score up. You know what I'm saying? He just want to run the score up. 33 victories in, and he's not thinking about boxing right now. Man, you in the wrong profession. Just like somebody said that G Hackett, you might want to order some freaking clippers. Black Friday, that whole shit ends December 2nd tomorrow. You might want to order this man some clippers, man. Give him a nice set of clippers, dog. Buy him a nice set of clippers, man, so he can start, investing. Hey, get with DSG. DSG has a barbershop over there, barbershops. Get with him so he can open up his own saloon, his barbershop, man, and go into his second career.
People saying it's not a good look. People saying I'm making excuses. Here's the thing. When Boots in his fights, and here, hold on, before I say this, Boots never even said if he's going to stay at 47. Boots never said if he's going to stay at 47 or go to 54. That's one thing. He mentioned it. He said it might be time, but might mean might.
See what I'm talking about, G Hackett, bro? Ain't nobody trying to hear no goddamn might, nigga. What's wrong with you, man? You coming here acting like you speaking to a group of motherfucking kids, dog. Don't nobody want to hear no might. The nigga was up here on a post-fight conference tomorrow. I guess it's time to go to 154. Now you're going to get on here and talk about it's might. Nobody hear no might, nigga. We on a whole nother level with this shit. We trying to see if we should get behind your fighter, bro. A fighter that you know very well. Don't get on here and crash out and be going at niggas because they say you broke. And don't have the same energy when you up here defending Boots. You up here all calm and level, and you just so in tune with your freaking caso, the side of your caso, the liquid, your alcohol level. You so calm and cool, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have that intensity for Boots. That's who you should be having intensity about. Just the fact that you saying, hey man, he said he went to 47-54. Bro, ask him straight up. This ain't a trivia. We ain't trying to hear that trivia bullshit. Dude need to go up to 54 and leave 47 behind because he ain't had no luck ever since he stole Crawford's title. But you up here just trying to smooth over the bullshit, man. Don't nobody want to hit no trivia game like we playing Connect 4 for the first fucking time. Hey, man, I got a cool game for you. It's called Tic-Tac-Toe. You want me to show you how to play? You got to be a genius to play this game. What is he doing? He gonna stay at 47 or he moving to 54? Don't nobody want to hear no, oh man, I'm gonna put it out to the public like it's a surprise. Why everything has to be goofy over there right now, bro? If he's moving to another division, move, goddammit. Stop sitting up here playing these fucking games. Stop acting like y'all don't know who's doing business with you. Like y'all don't know how this whole thing works. You 33 fights in the motherfucking game. Y'all been through legal situations with Cameron Duncan and Chris Middendorf. You've been in the downside of boxing. But you know what? You know, somebody like me understand why you got there in the first place. Because you're not showing intelligently that you understand what direction you should be going. You don't seem like you want to stay on the paved road. It seems like y'all want to go off in rough terrain, bro, and go through the struggle. And then when you come back on the paved road, you 34 fucking years old, and you say, yeah, we went through a lot of struggles. We had good intentions, but bad judgment. I don't get it, man. He's up here, Greg, G, you up here talking about, oh, he really said he might. Who gives a fuck, nigga? We're trying to find out what's going on with this dude. Is he going to step up and face somebody of quality opposition? Virgil Ortiz was that QOP. That was his quality op right there for millions. And y'all sitting up here dogging out Norman Jr., talking about, oh, they wanted to price themselves and they didn't want to take the money. But yet you have the same fucking opportunity to get your biggest payday, just like you was going to get with Norman Jr. And you was up here talking all that shit like, hey, man, you know, he rejected it, turned it down 3 times. Now, all of a sudden, you haven't been thinking about boxing. Your boy on here is talking about, you know, you ain't been thinking about boxing and you miss food and sex and all that to get your highest payday in Saudi Arabia. No, man, that's one of the worst ducks. Man, you are considered a hype job right now, bro. You're considered a motherfucking hype job. I try my best, man, to give you the benefit of the doubt, you know, as a fighter, period. But when you get G Hacking on here trying to act like we want to go through a motherfucking grade school trivia class like it's a game show and shit, he trying to be Pat Sajak, the black Pat Sajak, and talking about he ain't really say he was going to 54. He said he might. Who gives a fuck, nigga? Who gives a fuck his might? Now we want to pay little words. Oh, he is in the middle. Let him walk down the yellow brick road, and then when he returns, after he goes down there to the bodega and he has food in his stomach, wait till he returns from his girl's crib and over the weekend, and you know, and he'll see what he need. Don't show up to the motherfucking fight. We don't want to see you in Saudi. Don't show up to the motherfucking fight. We don't want to see you at no fights, man. We don't want to see you in no fights. And whatever they trying to say, if y'all got Brian Norman Jr. on the in the future, cool. But I hope you have enough time to get in fight camp. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're not out here and you're starving yourself being 27 years old. I ain't never heard a 27-year-old boxer who's talented to be the phenom have so many issues with going over there and getting back into training camp just for a quick turnaround. And people up here like G Hackett saying he needs rest. Oh, he needs rest his body. What happened with massages? What happened with acupuncture? What happened with all those other resources that's out for you to get your body prepared? What about cryotherapy? What about all these essential resources that we didn't have growing up to help the body recover? You trying to tell me you don't have all those resources, cryotherapy, all that to get you back? Hire a masseuse, pay the money for a team to get your body right so you can recover, pay the extra money for a nutritionist. It's just have laziness written all over it. But we don't want to hear shit about he might go up. Nobody gives a fuck of him standing 147. If he ain't gonna fight nobody, who gives a damn? If y'all trying to hold out and say y'all get that Brian Norman Jr. fight, cool. But I don't want to hear shit about no weight drain when he put that goddamn when he put them gloves on you. I don't want to hear shit about this motherfucking video with you up here talking about might. You have the opportunity to move up to 54. You have selected not to do so.
He said it might be time to go up. I don't know. I got to see how I feel. But people being mad at me, what you want me to say? How can I make a man take a fight that he didn't even know was being negotiated? For real. He hearing about it, but he thinking it's just tabloids being tabloids.
Our new hybrid power bar introduces the next phase in our barbell development.
You know what I mean? How can I make the man take the fight? Or how can I say he should take the fight? Or how can I say if it really was ever a thing? What's crazy is it's a lot of fights that get announced that don't even happen.
Bro, G Hackett, no, man, you know what? Man, this happened to be one of the dumbest lives I've seen in the last 5 years. And yes, I had the option not to attend. You're right. If you want to sit up here and use what I use again, I had the right not to attend. I did. I had the right. I had the option not to attend. Real talk. But listen to what he just said, y'all.
What's crazy is it's a lot of fights that get announced that don't even happen.
A lot of fights that get announced that don't even happen. But you have clearly said that someone else on your team that you're unaware of was doing the negotiation. Ennis said, don't believe everything you hear. But yet they proposed this fight. And you just came out and pretty much start dragging on, talking about he will have to get right back in the fight camp. You put it out to the public that Ennis said boxing wasn't on his mind. He has to be deprived of food and sex again. In a quick turnaround to face Virgil Ortiz. Man, you capping real hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the worst lives I've seen in the last 5 years. That's why when you goddamn put that cup to your lips, nigga, and you drinking that shit, and you find out you're not entirely coherent, some situations you need to be on point. This is one of those lives you need to be on point. You can't bring on here talking about, I could have stayed at the bar. I was sipping and drinking and all that shit. No, nigga, what you're doing, you a poor representation for a fighter that the fans are waiting to step the fuck up. You up here acting like you got a whole fucking costume, being a jester during the Christmas holidays, walking around here skipping down Philly streets. Yeah, my boy didn't know anything about the fight. I just had a thought that come across my mind, and I said, hey, man, what is this? Ortiz and you, I thought that you're the only Ennis out here, right? You know what I'm saying? They said y'all gonna fight, man. Don't believe everything you hear. No, we ain't buying that shit no more. We aren't buying that bullshit no more, bro. We ain't doing that, bro. Y'all are grown enough to know what's going on. So if someone was negotiating behind your back, that means they had to inform someone internally. You just didn't find out the way everybody else found out via the media release. That's not the way you found out. You want to portray that's the way you found out. The real reason is that you refused, you turned down the fight because you said Ennis said he wasn't even thinking about boxing. You said he wasn't even thinking about boxing. You come up here, man, just totally goddamn blazing the spot up for the wrong reason. You burnt this shit down, bro. For real. Twin Towers ain't got shit on you.
But because it's Boots, you know, he ducking now, I guess. So I guess if to some of y'all it's a duck, it's a duck. If to some of y'all understand what's going on, they understand what's going on.
No, nigga, this ain't a duck. This an ostrich. This an emu. We got to go back in Jurassic Park days. This ain't a duck. A duck is too small. A duck is just common language that we use. You know what I'm saying? It sounds fun. A duck. No, this is a motherfucking ostrich. You ever seen an ostrich egg, G-Hackett? That motherfucking egg is huge. This ain't a duck. What he did is an emu or ostrich combined, nigga. This is not a duck. This is ostrich.
What you want me to do? You know what I mean? I'm Greg Hackett. I just came from the spot. I just had me a sip of tequila. You think I give a fuck?
And that's what I'm talking about. You really don't give a fuck. You really don't see how bad this is. You really should take it down. And please don't go there with me on some personal shit, man, because this ain't personal. I'm just telling you how you look right now. Just like everybody else to see this video and say, man, this is a dumbass video. You just said you came back and you was on some tequila and you don't give a fuck. So if you didn't give a fuck, why are you making a fucked up situation that much worse, nigga? What the fuck is going on over there, man? Don't you know that Boots' name is out here and people want to see him be successful? Us a lot of people that actually like Boots because he's a good person. But when you go up here doing dumb, funny looking shit, right? And you took the time to come up here during the weekend and say, you know what? Hey, I like how this outfit look. Let me clown around for a bit. Well, you know, I'll be honest with you, man. This shit just crossed my mind and this, that, and the other. You try to make it seem like you had an epiphany. Something just magically happened. Magically delicious. And you told Boo, hey, man, you know that shit that just came out about you? No, ain't nobody believing that bullshit, bro. Nobody's believing that. The worst motherfucking representation of a fighter that needs assistance, need PR work, needs damage control, the worst live that you ever could have did with Jerron Ennis right now, because you got people not believing in him, man. He's up here laying ostrich eggs, man. They see this nigga running down the motherfucking neighborhood from afar. Damn, that's a big ass motherfucking bird. He looked like he running away from something. No. He just didn't want that Virgil. Oh, he running from the Virgil? Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
All I'm doing is waiting for my phone to ring. Let me know we gotta get busy. We getting busy. It is what it is. Crazy thing is, when was Virgil's last fight? Can anybody answer that?
Don't answer that, y'all. Don't answer that. Don't put that.
When Virgil fought Boachuk, when was that fight?
It's irrelevant. This nigga talking about he might, like it's a trivia question, 47-54.
The fight was in August.
Who cares, man?
Yeah, they mad at me. I don't know why they mad at me.
I'm not mad at
so if
I'm just explaining
Virgil
how you
fought
look.
in August, so that gives Virgil September, October, November, December.
But nigga, you said that Boachuk was putting hands on Virgil, dropped him twice. So all this other shit we hear you talk, especially when it came to the Norman Jr. and shit like that. And you even was on here talking about, Hey, people just talk about his last performance with Corinne, but he was able to do something he didn't do the first time. He was able to drop Corinne. He didn't do that during the first fight. And this that so you was trying to convince the public that he actually improved. You was up here talking about Ortiz being dropped by Boychuk, but now you want to try to explain to us, right? Another goofy moment. You want to explain to us that, hey, when did Ortiz last fight happen? What was the date? The reason why I'm asking you, because he's had more time for his body to rest, eat, and have sex. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's been through the core recreational values, y'all. Virgil Ortiz had enough time to allow his body to go through the Ennis Chronicles. In order for you to be a basic fighter, you must respect the Ennis Chronicles. First of all, you don't have to think about the sport. Don't allow yourself to overthink about the sport. Also, allow yourself to be able to have food on your mind. Don't ever deprive yourself of having your favorite foods. And third of all, sex. Who doesn't want some good quality sex other than a $6 to $8 million paycheck? Come on. Come on, man. $6 to $8 motherfucking million. Oh, man. Come on. Just for a nut? Oh, shit. Let me see. They talking about 2 million climbing, swimming upstream, and only the process of elimination goes down and shit to get through to the egg and fertilizer and all that shit. Which one is more valuable? Let me check the stock market. Let me see how that shit works. Let me see what Wall Street is talking about. Let me take to the streets and ask somebody, hey, if you wanted to, have a sexual encounter with this chick right here, or, being that you're professional as a boxer, right? You have a session 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? Okay. I'm saying, yeah, she's beautiful, right? She's fine as hell. You get to have 5, 6, let's just say 7 encounters with this chick in the next several months up to February 22nd. Or during this time, you can train for a fight that you're gonna have February 22nd for $8 million. Okay, you're gonna get $8 million. Which one do you want? You want 7 to 8 times sexual encounter with this chick over here, or you want to train for a fight where you're gonna get paid $8 million? Well, sir, obviously, I don't know if this is a trick question, but obviously, I'll take the money. I will take the money. And how old are you again? I'm 3 years old. Oh, great! You proved my point. 3 years old, and you figured all that out. Great. You're awesome. You're gonna have a bright future, young man. I didn't know you was 3 though. Disregard what I said about the sexual encounter and all that. But you look a little bit older than 3. Okay. Thank you.
Remember, January, he'll be fighting in February. So he got 3 months to be a civilian. Boots, y'all giving Boots 3 weeks to be a civilian?
Hey, y'all. Civilian is all of a sudden important. I thought it was just the military. When we got to a certain point when we was calling it quits, now I get to be a civilian. I don't have to wake up and be structured all the time. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that smoke weed, now you can smoke weed freely. You know what I'm saying? They allow you to drink in the military, but there's certain things you can't do recreationally, right? We wait till we finally get our calling card. We get the Delta 214 and we out. Now we back into civilian pop. But hey, guess what? Times is changing. For all you boxers out there, make sure that you get a manager that respects your civilian time. Okay. Especially when you have $6 to $8 million on the line. Oh man, just think, if you hire a manager, right, that thinks about your civilian time and basically wipe that fight away, your love and respect for that manager is only going to grow, being that they just wiped away a cool $8 million paycheck. Boy, when you're talking about the highest level, I mean the highest level of intellect. I mean just being considered a savant when it comes down to stupidity.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. Fuck happened to you? 50 Cent. G-Unit. I'm trying to figure out. So it's cool for Virgil to chill Boots can't get no time to chill. We looking at today is November 30th. Boots just fought November 9th. You know what I mean? Boots fought twice. He fought July, fought again in November. Y'all mad at my man?
Hey, let me explain something to you, y'all. Let me explain something to you right quick. Let me show you something, okay? Because this is getting out of control. This is getting out of control. Let me show you something right quick. Because all of a sudden, he's saying that Boots fought November 9th. Well, you have the 10th through the 16th, which is a week. You have the 17th through the 23rd, which is a week. The civilian life, right? Was the week. And then the 24th through the 30th, which is a week. That's 3 freaking weeks in order for you to jump back in fight camp for several million dollar paycheck. He's busy up here concerned about Virgil Ortiz, which there's nothing anybody can do. That's just the way it works. But now he's trying to make it seem like it's a conspiracy theory, as if someone wants Jaron Ennis to jump back in the fight camp real quick and his body haven't been able to recover. Man, come on. You said you was going to go step on, and you're going to get him up out of there early, in and out like a robbery. The only thing that we have a question about as far as robberies is the fact that you was faking like it was actually going to go down the way you said, and it didn't.
That's crazy. You could call it what you want. You could call it excuses. You can call it a duck. That's how y'all gonna feel anyway. The crazy thing is, though, when he fight, y'all gonna tune in.
That's just the worst, man. That's just the worst. Now you saying y'all
now,
gonna tune in, man. Come on,
since
bro.
we talking about Philly and everybody trying to throw Philly in the mix, everybody trying to put Philly in a blender. Wasn't it Cool Boy Steph that went to Japan to fight anyway? With his titles on the line? We don't duck smoke. Wasn't it B.Y. Jennings who fought Klitschko after only going 19-0? Klitschko had like fucking 65 fights at the time. We don't duck smoke. Philadelphia fighters don't duck smoke. I don't get it.
See, what you named is 2 fighters that actually stepped up to do that. You're naming other fighters. Stephen Fulton, he went over to Japan. He wasn't talking about sex food, and a civilian pop. Sex, food, and civilian pop. He wasn't thinking about that. He went over there, even though he lost his title, he went over there and he fought. But y'all don't even want to get in fight camp to go over there to Saudi Arabia and fight Virgil Ortiz.
You're not a child.
It don't matter. He went over there. Don't matter what happened. He went over there. B.Y. Jennings jumped in there with Klitschko.
Stay
nowhere
topic,
near the
bro.
experiences of Klitschko.
Stay on topic, man.
Win all
on
12
Ennis,
rounds.
Bro. We ain't on Philly. We're not on Philly, all the Philly fighters that you want to mention.
You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about him.
That's the thing about Philadelphia fighters. We don't duck smoke. We don't.
Why is he
Look in the fucking history books.
Why is he not fighting then?
The first fighter to ever beat Marvin Hagler was a Philadelphia fighter. The first fighter to ever beat Muhammad Ali was a Philadelphia fighter. Y'all niggas tripping.
And you're proving my point. If Philadelphia has that history, why isn't Boots thinking about the same history that you're talking about now? And you're trying to validate your point by a fighter not stepping up to fight Virgil Ortiz, who's not even considered to be great. This is a 50-50 fight. This was the time for him to be put in the conversation, just like you mentioned. This was his opportunity to be placed in the conversation.
I see y'all tripping tonight. Huh? That's crazy. It's not in our DNA. It's not in the bloodline. Let's be real. Now all of a sudden I'm capping. Now all of a sudden I'm capping. Greg, keep doing your thing. A lot of these fans don't know shit about boxing. And that's true, but I didn't want to use that term, but that's true.
You know, this don't have anything to do with knowing shit about boxing. We're not talking about boxing. We're talking about simple decisions that could have allowed us to witness Jerron Boots Ennis participating in boxing. Just a simple situation. That situation consists of him matching up in a 50-50 fight. His first 50-50 fight with Virgil Ortiz. That's what we was talking about. We weren't breaking down boxing. We wasn't doing fight predictions. We wasn't going and doing that. We were talking about decision making. That's it. We wasn't talking about boxing. We're talking about hearing you say that somebody else was talking about negotiation process with Ennis and no one knew about it. And then all of a sudden, Ennis shows up to the rec center and all you just has a moment and you want to talk about, hey man, I seen some shit out there and you're a Virgil. Well, don't believe what everything what you say. You don't believe. No, you was just up here talking to Norman Jr. and them talking about, hey, you knew everything. They said you sit in them 3 offices, they rejected them all and all this other bullshit. But all of a sudden now you ain't thinking about boxing. You're not, Ennis ain't thinking about boxing. He just got out the ring. G Hackett up here talking about, hey, y'all remember last time that freaking Virgil Ortiz got out the ring? Y'all only want to give Jerron Ennis this amount of time to be out the ring before getting back in fight camp? Well, if you do the math, if you say in the second week in December, right? That means that would have been a whole month plus with him out of the ring. If you're talking about the second week of December, I mean, we're talking about the Phenom. The Phenom can adjust. The Phenom can go out here and put down a performance. That's what's supposed to happen. But you can't when we're going off simple motherfucking reactions. The reaction is decision making. You're trying to convince us that you didn't know who the fuck was talking about these negotiations. We didn't know nothing about that shit. I'm not thinking about boxing. You said the man thinking about food, sex, and civilian. That's it.
I didn't want to use the term, but that's true. And I'm capping. This is crazy. This is appreciate you, gang. That's crazy. They don't even know about Genie Lamp. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they was to fight, if the fight was to happen, who to dismantle Virgil Ortiz, and you know it. Boachuk almost sent him out of here. And Boachuk was an unknown.
I guess he's sobering up now. I guess you sobering up.
Basic fighter. Good little punch on him.
Now
Let's be real.
And you want to downplay.
Let's be real. Boachuk was punishing that man.
But y'all can't punish him. Food, sex, and civilian.
It's a lot of things that go into these fights.
It's a lot
people
of things,
think,
y'all.
You know what's so crazy? It's so many people on here right now that's saying, well, why don't they fight? And why this and why that? Why you ain't fight?
See? Now you take.
Why you ain't fight nobody?
Hey, man. Hey,
you don't even want to take time out the.
Hey, G, this is just going off the rails, man, because now you want to go back and make it seem like it's still conducive to the listeners. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I agree there, Collins. Gaslighting. You sitting up here gaslighting people now. Now you want to turn it on those who are feeling some type of way, like myself and many others. Now you just want to show that you don't give a fuck. You have the right to have your own channel and have your own voice and speak on what you select to speak on. But you are talking about a hot topic right now. And that hot topic has people upset. They was expecting you to be across the ring in a big fight in Saudi Arabia on a heavy card. But yet, your advocate is sitting up here telling us that you said that you weren't even thinking about boxing. So now we got to find out, when is Jaron Ennis is going to think about boxing again? Will he ever? Will he ever think about boxing again? Will he have enough food and sex to get him motivated for his next fight? Will he? Because the stepping on him, that didn't happen. That hasn't happened. It sounded good. I'm step on him. I'm in and out like a robbery. In and out like a robbery. Yeah, if the robbery was in a goddamn wheelchair, if a motherfucker was in a wheelchair committing a robbery, how long it take? 12 rounds? All the people are doing is responding to your live. But now you start to gaslight. You start to goddamn treat people like they don't have no right to respond in feeling some type of way emotionally. You want to make it seem like it don't matter.
Join the gym, let alone take a fight. And then y'all going at me say I'm capping. How? Only thing cap about me is the hat.
Now you're just making jokes when
you feel me?
And did one of the worst lives I've seen in the last 5
years. But let's
bro.
talk about Virgil. Boacek almost got him out of there. What you think Boots gonna do to him? Punish that man. Come on, brother. And I just told you I just had a couple drinks. Y'all got to take it easy. Y'all got to be cool for a second. Let me gather my thoughts. Come on, man. Boacek almost get him out of there. We forget about that. Boots going there winning a unanimous decision versus Karen. And he looked bad. But Boacek punched on Virgil Ortiz. And
David Avenue on freaking Jaron Ennis there, Greg. David Avenesian was punching on Jaron Ennis. If you want to talk about people being punched, why he was hitting with all them low blows, man? A little bit early to be the goddamn Christmas nutcracker, right? As much skills as he got, why he was hitting them low so much? Let's act like Korean wasn't connecting too. He landed some good, pretty solid shots on Ennis. What happened to all that defense he had against Ramon Villa? Now you're sitting up here just trying to shit on Virgil, who's set to make a very decent paycheck and further expand his career. So that means whatever Ennis got going on when he moved up to 54, he's going to pretty much be the B-side. It don't matter if he get this one fight over with Eddie Hearns left. He's playing catch up. That's all he's going to be playing. He had every opportunity to go ahead and show out, but he ain't thinking about boxing now. I get it.
I like Virgil. Don't get it fucked up. I like Virgil. I like Lil Verge. Now everybody jumping off the Boots train. Okay. Stay on that side. Boots will beat the dog shit out of Ortiz. Like, come on, people. Y'all capping off one fight that he won, but nobody else will dare fight Karen.
Okay. Did he say dog shit? So I like when people say beat the dog shit, because I never really seen dog shit come out of a human. But check this out though. When it comes to Karan though, Karan, a lot of people, you ask them, does Karan beat Virgil Ortiz? They're gonna tell you flat out no. They're gonna say no. He don't beat Virgil Ortiz. So why are you entertaining the dog shit? If you know Karan is not going to beat Virgil Ortiz, how all of a sudden people you up here entertain the dog shit with people saying that Boots will beat the dog shit out of Virgil? Man, come on. One thing we know about Virgil, he knows how to fight out of adversity. We haven't seen that with Ennis. Hey, Ennis not thinking about boxing. He might just crumble, yo. He might just crumble. He might put on his line outfit and run down the yellow brick road looking for Oz. I need some more courage.
That's some real shit. That's some real shit. Y'all saying I'm capping. Capping do I do? Cut it out. I'm just here to relay the message that negotiations was either going on or they said it was going on without Boots even understanding what was going on.
Without Boots understanding what was going on. So that means they're still doing reckless business. They're still going along with this ghetto type of transient when it comes to their money. Man, that is crazy, bro. Listen, who was doing business for Stephen Fulton when he went over to Japan? It seemed like his people found out and everything was made good for him to go over there and fight Anui. Even though he had 2 titles at the time, it seemed like everything worked out for that. So all of a sudden, it's y'all, man. It's y'all. It's y'all. Y'all are entertaining this shit. You all are playing around and doing reckless business. You're not providing a great representation of yourself. You just up here, you fool the people here and there. But man, let's see the next time you get a phone call for $1 million worth of game. I want to know what Gilly have to say about this shit. Yo, Wallow, what you think about this shit? I wanted to brag a little bit that Boots was going over to Saudi to fight Virgil. What y'all have to say about this? I know you got some real shit, Wallow. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I know y'all got some shit. Wallow, you called him up when Bud was on deck. Hey, why don't you call him up again? Why don't y'all have Jerron Ennis and G Hackett on your show real soon and kind of get to the bottom of this because they represent Philly. You know, Philly don't roll like this. I agree. They don't roll like this. So why is it accepted right now for them to do loose business? Bro, why y'all doing loose business like this? And then you want to green like the people who calling you out on it. You can't green like the people that's calling you out. They don't have to know anything about boxing, but they can figure it out. They can do process of elimination. They can troubleshoot. They can brainstorm cognitively. They can process, deductive reasoning, bring the evidence to the table. This some dumb shit. Reason why I'm saying this some dumb shit, because this, and this, and this right here. That's how they're going to formulate their conclusion.
Now y'all mad at me. They say I'm waving pom-poms. They say I'm sticking up for Philly and yada, yada, and huda hada. Y'all want Virgil to get his ass whooped that bad?
Nobody believe that shit, man. You didn't even whoop
Y'all want
Corinne's
Virgil to get his ass whooped that bad?
Hey, G Hacker, they want y'all to embrace the challenge, bro. Take the risk. Clear your mind of any self-doubt. That's what they want. That's the mental picture we trying to, present to you. Clear your mind of any self-doubt. Embrace the challenge, man. Stay on topic. Don't try to start making about, something that's not going to happen. If y'all was so interested about Boots kicking his ass and all that, why he's not contractually locked in to get back at them? All that other shit you talking, man, it don't matter. The Casos must be wearing off, dog.
Come on, gang. Y'all keep forgetting what Boa Chuck did to Virgil. Now y'all want Boots to just destroy him, huh? If y'all was smart, y'all keep doing what y'all was doing. and let Virgil do what he doing. Because when that day comes, oh, it's gonna be about his ass. Oh, for sure. Norman Senior on Mill City already. He should be. That's what he do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, my
Yeah.
man Bang been
See
working
how
hard,
cats be
y'all.
snitching for no reason. So what he over there? I mean, what does that got to do with over here? Y'all shooting hoop. They're
Boots
playing
a break Virgil.
basketball.
Let's keep it real. If Bochuck out there putting him down with hooks and right hands, Boots to break Virgil. Cut it out. Cut the malarkey. Cut all the nonsense. I just came from the spot, man. I'm 3 shots in.
Here we go again. He's coming from the spot.
I ain't the one to play with right now.
Don't play with him. He coming from the spot. 3 shots in.
Cut it out. I appreciate the love and support. We got 444 people in here, 133 likes, and the donations is looking and a couple juices. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button, man. Please. Can we get the likes about 180, I say, before I continue on? Perfect. I said play the music. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm gonna stop it right there because it's not even productive to me to listen anymore to this. I got out what I wanted to get out. I just want y'all to see that they was more interested in playing basketball than boxing. The boxing career coming back soon. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They over there, they're shooting freaking trash through the hoop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just killing their career. Just killing their career, man. You know how many people are looking forward to 2025? A lot of people looking forward to 2025, man. It would have been, an amazing card to have Ennis on there in a 50-50 fight with Virgil Ortiz, bro. And the fact that G-Hack is not understanding when the Mexicans go in there and put on a performance like that and just say they get dropped, they get more credit than if it's a black fighter. So if you think they're pretty much saying something that's going to hinder Virgil Ortiz, it's not going to happen because he faced adversity against Green Machine. You don't hear people talking about that all the time because they'll look at his aggressiveness, his heart, courage, more than anything. But when it comes to black boxing fans and black fighters, they'll sit up here and say, hey, did you see what so-and-so did to him? So therefore, if he ever goes in there and face Ortiz and he don't get one knockdown, what is that once again saying about Ennis? Now you're trying to go in there and place another freaking tier. You're trying to say, oh, we can do it like this. And then you go in there and don't do it. You want to talk about, oh, I guess I got to leave 54. I guess I got to leave 54. I'm 27 years old. I got to leave 54. I guess it's time. And G-Hack could get on here and start talking about, oh, we don't even know if he's going to 47, 54. He said he might. Bro, what does that got to do with him getting back in the ring and fighting a 50-50 fight? He's an IBF world champion in the welterweight division. We wait for him to unify. Y'all keep talking about he's this dangerous freaking fighter. He's 27 years of age. When is he going to start to show it? Against a 50-50 fight. Shout out to the Oracle Trick Noty. What's good? Fact check for Greg Hackett. Marvin Hagler was never defeated by a Philly-born fighter. Bobby Boogaloo Watts, who he was referring to, was born in South Carolina, then moved to Philly at age 10. Oh, so shout out to the Oracle Trick Noti, man. So what you trying to say is that he had his information wrong while he was up here gaslighting people. See, G Hacker, I would say you don't know shit about boxing, but obviously you do. You was a boxer yourself, but you could be a boxer and still don't know shit about boxing. You know, Trick Noti was correcting you on that. You know what I'm saying? If someone moved, you know what I'm saying? Moved, just like Spence. Everybody know he's residing in Texas, but they know where he was born. But do they claim it? No, they show him love in Texas. That was slick how you tried to do that, though. You tried to goddamn put that man over there in Philly. And look, partially, Trick, he's gonna say this. He's gonna say I was partially right because he was training. He was over in Philly when he was training. So they want to claim he was a Philly fighter. But also, I know where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? You say he was born in South Carolina. He was born in South Carolina, but he tried to say he was all Philly, 101% Philly. We taking credit for Marvin Hagler, goddammit. Hey, man, you never know who lurking in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that drop there, Trick. Rabbit punches for 200, Alex. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Rabbit punches for 200. Goddamn, G Hackett, why he up here talking about rabbit punches for 200, Alex? Why they putting jeopardy? Why are they trying to say that Ennis is the rabbit punch king? Damn, dog. Rabbit punches for 200, Alex. That's hilarious, man. Conquest in the building. What's good? Boots panicked after the Korean fight and started capping. It backfired. Man, he the one that was up there in the post fight acting like he was 57. To my now it's time for me to hang him up at 47, go to 54. And man, and then, you know, they still getting on here talking about, oh, he said he might move to 54. You know what? Stay there and see what happened. I don't see him unifying no 147 pounds. He took it inconsistent. Watch what I tell you. He has 3 champions to get belts from. 3. Let's see how that works out for you. I'm not wishing nothing bad. If he's able to do it, cool. But he just don't seem like he's consistent right now. I heard him last night with all that damage control line. Bro, I don't get where you're going to put it off on the fans, the listeners that's showing you support. If you have 400 in the building, you can't turn it on them and saying they fucked up. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. They don't know shit about boxing. Yeah, man. Colin's been on their neck, man, for real. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. What's going on, Christopher? Shout out to the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience in the building. Team Tucker official on deck. What's good? Mr. International Toby Bartlett on deck. What's good with it, Toby? ITZ Boxing to you in the building. The Apostles is on deck. What's good with it? With your gooch, salute to you. If he's turning down 5 to 8 million, that tells me he is scared to fight at 54. He'll be cutting hair by the time he's 30. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Alexander on deck. What's good? But yeah, you should never get on here talking about you just left the spot and you 3 shots in. Bro, shout out to Mark Nash TV in the building. What's good? You shouldn't did that, man. You know, that's one of the worst representation in the time of this, in a time like this, period. It's too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Just stay offline next time. Because Boots is looking terrible. You know, we in the last month of this simulated calendar year, and there's nothing lined up for Boots that people's talking about. So now he's about to jump off the radar, even though he said, if you didn't hear from me. Well, like I said the other night, G Hackett, why don't y'all work on Boots PR and let him know, somebody let him know that we don't hear shit from him in between fights. Nothing. Unless YSM is doing an interview with him or something, we don't hear nothing. We don't hear nothing. And I got to check. Well, I haven't seen no more up-to-date, video or whatever. But I just want y'all to support the basketball, the boxing. You know what I'm saying? They're playing basketball now. Boxing career coming back soon. All right. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game.